Welcome back to the Business Ignite podcast, where we light the fire for business growth and marketing success. Your hosts, Ethan Walker and Samantha Reed, bring you the latest trends, expert insights, and actionable strategies to fuel your business journey. Let's ignite your potential.
Let's face it, the internet is like obsessed with blogging, right?
Right.
Everywhere you turn, it's start a blog, boost your business. But is a blog really the right move for everyone?
Yeah.
That's what we're diving into today with this piece from 95 Visual. Should you add a blog to your website?
It's a question more people should ask themselves before they just dive in,
Right.
This article does a great job kind of laying out the framework to figure out if it's a worthwhile investment for you.
Okay, so the article starts by laying out all the potential benefits of having a blog. And
Yeah.
I gotta say, some of them are pretty enticing,
Right.
like becoming an authority in your field.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't want to be the go-to expert?
Yeah. It's definitely appealing. And it's true. A well-written blog can do that. It can lend you that authority because you're providing such depth of knowledge that you just can't always get across on a static website.
Right, it's like having this platform to really showcase your expertise.
Exactly.
And then there's a whole search engine optimization angle, which it seems like we hear
All the time.
everywhere these days.
Yeah.
How does having a blog play into that?
So it's all about feeding the content beast, right?
Mhm.
Search engines, they love fresh content, new material. Every blog post you create is another opportunity to grab their attention and potentially climb higher in those search results.
Ooh, higher.
Yeah. But the key is, and the article makes this very clear, it has to be quality content.
Okay.
To churn out these like full fluffy pieces,
Right.
that's not going to do you any favors.
Yeah. It's not just about quantity. It's about, like you said, giving information that's actually useful and relevant to people who might be reading.
Absolutely. And that ties into another benefit that the article highlights, which is building trust with your audience.
You know, I was actually wondering about that. How does a blog build trust differently than just having a regular website? Because isn't a website enough?
Right. So think about it this way. A website is often very polished. It's very corporate feeling.
Yeah.
A blog gives you the chance to be more personal, more authentic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like giving your audience a peek behind the curtain to see the real you and how you work, and that kind of transparency
Yeah.
can go a long way in building trust.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like the blogs that I feel like I connect with most always feel very genuine. Like the person is sharing from experience, not just trying to sell me something. Yeah.
It's about that human connection,
Yeah.
right? Like we're all just people,
Mm-hmm.
but we do have to address the other side of the coin here.
Right. The potential downsides,
Because yes, there are some.
which the article does not shy away from.
No, it doesn't. And the big one, the one that often gets overlooked in all this blogging is amazing hype, is the time commitment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's definitely something I've heard from people who blog. It's not just like you can just like churn out a post every now and then.
Not if you want to see results.
Yeah.
No, this article really, really stresses that blogging effectively means showing up consistently. It means carving out time on a regular basis to create that high-quality content that we keep talking about, which, let's be honest,
can be a challenge.
can be a challenge for anyone, let alone someone who's running a business.
Right, exactly.
So, and it's not even just about finding the time to write. You also need to be a decent writer, or at least be willing to learn and improve your writing. Because, as the article points out, forcing out poorly written content can actually do more harm than good.
Ooh, yeah, I can see how that would reflect back poorly on your brand. It's interesting reading through this. I was thinking about all of those businesses out there who maybe are getting pressured to have a blog, even if it's not necessarily the right fit for them.
That's a really good point. And that actually made me think about something that the article doesn't explicitly address, but I think is worth considering.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
So the article focuses on whether blogging is right for you as the business owner,
Okay.
which is important.
Right.
But what if we flip the script for a second
Okay.
and we ask, would my ideal client or customer even care about a blog?
That's a fantastic point. Because you can have all these benefits of blogging, but if your target audience doesn't even read blogs, then
Right.
it's not doing you any good.
It's like throwing a party and no one shows up.
Exactly.
You have to know your audience and you have to know how they prefer to consume information.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're all about video content. Maybe podcasts are more their thing.
It's about meeting them where they are.
Exactly.
Mm.
A blog is just one tool in the toolbox.
Right.
It might be the perfect fit for some, but for others, it might make more sense to focus on social media or email marketing, or even in-person events.
It's not just about what you want to do as a business owner, right? It's about what works for the people you're trying to reach.
Exactly. And you know what? That actually connects back to something we were talking about earlier, which is this whole idea of building trust.
Right.
If you're creating content that your ideal customer actually wants and finds valuable, that in and of itself builds a level of trust that you just can't get from trying to force a blog post that doesn't feel genuine.
Right, because they can tell.
They can totally tell.
It's like you're speaking their language, you're addressing their specific needs and interests, which honestly is a breath of fresh air in a world that's constantly bombarding us with like irrelevant content all the time.
Seriously. It's so true. It all comes back to quality over quantity and understanding that like there's no one-size-fits-all approach to content marketing.
So if someone's listening to this and they are wrestling with that decision, right? To blog or not to blog,
The ultimate question.
what would you say is like the most important thing for them to keep in mind as they're making that decision?
Don't be afraid to really truly question whether a blog is the right fit for your goals, for your resources, and most importantly for your ideal customer. If it is, great. But if not, there are so many other ways to build a thriving online presence.
Find what feels right.
Yeah.
You know, what
Yeah.
feels authentic to you and your brand and what you think is actually going to work for the people that you're trying to connect with.
Well said. And sometimes asking yourself a few tough questions is all it takes to uncover like the best path forward.
Absolutely. Well, another deep dive successfully navigated. I feel like we really unpacked this whole idea of blogging, the potential benefits, the potential downsides, but then also the importance of like really making that strategic decision
For sure.
for your business.
Yeah.
And then I love that bonus insight of like, but also who are you creating this content for?
Exactly.
Don't forget about them.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's not resonating with them.
Okay, so to wrap things up for our listeners out there,
Yes.
what would you say is like the one key takeaway that you hope they walk away from this deep dive with?
The online world is constantly evolving. What works today might not work tomorrow. So stay curious, stay adaptable, and most importantly, stay focused on building those genuine connections with the people that matter most to your business.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Until next time, deep divers, keep exploring and keep asking those tough questions.
Thanks for tuning in to the Business Ignite podcast, where we fuel your business growth and marketing success. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to rate and review us. It does help others find the show. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Business Ignite Podcast and share this episode with a friend. Keep the fire burning, and remember, your success is just one strategy away. Until next time, stay ignited.